What is up, Carolina fans? This is Phil Harris here at the Ruckin Roosters Show. I've got a senior, once again, an upperclassman of Carolina Rugby, John Minella. John, how the hell are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Not too bad, my friend. I wanted to, we finally officially met at the With You weekend festivities. I wanted to have you on here. I wanted to first ask you, where you're from?
Born and raised in Palisades, New York, actually.
Okay, yep. I've been by there many times. A lot of people like to get on those bikes and ride around, I've noticed, on those roads there. Yep. I've been there many times
Constantly
going
trucking my way around and trying to hit them.
Exactly, yeah. Try not to hit those guys, yeah, for sure. I've been there many times going to rugby games over the years. What is your origin story with rugby?
I actually got started back in the 8th grade. Wasn't playing any sports at the time, needed to do something. And my father kind of knew about rugby in the back of his head. And I was going to a camp and some of the guys were playing it. So it was in the back of my head. Next thing you know, get shipped off to Hofstra University. There's a Nike rugby camp up there.
Okay.
Spent 4 days there. Only person there didn't know how to play. So it was the first one. Coaches took me under their wing. Ever since then, I fell in love with it. Been playing ever since.
Awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, that's interesting. Nike's not really a big brand in rugby, although I know that they make attempts and stuff like that. I would love to see them with a bigger presence down the road here. What was your recruitment like to Carolina? Because I talked to Coach Morris for a little bit, and he had mentioned that I think he had some conversation with you about coming to Carolina. Is that the case?
Yeah, so back in my junior year of high school, I was looking to, colleges looking to play in college. And I was at a New Jersey combine. I believe actually Coach Roberts went to the one last year. I forget who it was who was at the combine. I got spoken to him. I don't remember if he was a coach or a player's father. He had some connection to the team. Got talking to him, first introduced to Carolina. And instantly it was in the back of my head, and I liked it a lot. Next thing you know, got on the phone with Coach Morris, spoke to him a ton. Came down, visited Carolina 2 times. Once I got to see, the guys play Alabama. That was my senior year of high school. And I just knew instantly I fell in love with the school, loved the area, met the team, loved the guys. And Coach Morris is obviously a big help. He was always a good guy to talk to.
For sure.
Yeah, the junior year of high school is when I first started talking to the team.
That's awesome. Yeah, really glad that you were able to make the trip down to Carolina and enjoyed it. I'm really happy that you're on the team. You've been a great contributor for Carolina Rugby. What is so special about the University of South Carolina, do you think? I mean, obviously you decided to come here. What is it about Carolina that's so special?
It's been hard to pinpoint. I've actually tried to think about it over the last 4 years. For me, when I first got here, I just felt at home. Biggest also was the family of the school. We are obviously a bigger school for the SEC, but everyone kind of knows everyone to an extent. The rugby team, obviously, we're all close, but just the Gamecock family. More than just rugby, the school as a whole, everyone's family. We're all rooting for the same team. We're all one big family. You walk around back home with a Gamecock shirt on, everyone notices it. Everyone's smiling, saying it. You meet another Gamecock, and it's instantly your brothers.
For sure. I think that's a great way to describe it. It is kind of hard to pinpoint a little bit. I think you did a great job in describing what is so special about South Carolina. What is your major, and what do you plan on doing after college?
Yeah, so I'm a finance major right now, actually looking to go into private wealth management after I graduate.
Awesome. That's awesome. You could definitely manage my Robinhood app here. I'm struggling a little bit the past couple years here, but hopefully we'll have some ups instead of downs in the coming future with regards to that. The upcoming recruiting class here at Carolina was super impressive. That came in this year, both in numbers and also high school experience. What has been your impression of those young guys, that freshman class so far?
The biggest thing I've noticed when they came in, they were very humble. They're hungry in a lot of ways, but they weren't walking in like they knew everything. They're open to learn, open to listen, and they bought into the culture very quickly, which is a big thing for us. We didn't have to necessarily reach each of the guys, hey, here's how we operate, here's our culture. They fit in immediately. I think that was the biggest one. They kept their eyes open too.
Good.
More than that, they're just good men too. They're good guys to hang out with, good people to have fun with, good people to play with. So.
Awesome. That's encouraging to hear. We'll have those guys on. We're doing 3 episodes tonight, live streaming. So the last episode, we'll have 2 of those. I don't know if they're freshmen. I think they're just incoming foreign students. So we'll talk about that later on. In your last opportunity to beat Clemsucks in 15s, this team got it done this year. What was going through your mind at the final whistle?
Final whistle, I was anxious. It's weird because during most games, my head kind of just goes blank, right? Before the game, I'm anxious. Before the kickoff, the second that ball's in the air, I'm not worried. My head just goes blank. I know how to play. And those last 5 minutes or so, like the anxious bug started coming back in a little bit.
Mhm.
But I knew I trusted the guys. At that point, I was off on the sideline. I came out, but I
Mhm.
trusted the guys who were still in the field. I trusted them, and I was like, we got it done. I knew we could do it, and we finished it up, and I was proud.
It was a big deal. I mean, obviously, it still is. We're still talking about it to this day because beating them is a huge deal in 15s and sevens, and we've been able to do that pretty frequently here recently. So that's encouraging for the future of the program. What has been your impression of the With You weekend that just happened recently? What was your impressions of that?
Yeah, with you weekend, formerly alumni weekend, something I always
Hmm.
love. I got to see the guys who I used to play with come back, see the older alumni. To me, it's just one big family event. You hear about the alumni, you hear about the culture of the team, and then when the with you weekend comes, like you actually see the bigger picture that you played for.
Hmm.
You always get told like, hey, you're not just playing for the team right now, you're playing for the alumni, the guys who used to wear the jersey. And
Right.
you think about it, but then when you finally see it during with you weekend, it clicks and it hits. And
Hmm.
that's to me is the biggest thing. And obviously we have fun with it. Get to see the guys again, which is always a great time. But just you see the family of the team.
For sure. Yeah, it was a blast. So I went this year and then the previous year, and that was my first two adventures into With You weekend. And it's been a blast every single year that I've been. Highly encourage anybody watching this or in the future to make sure that you come to With You weekend and down the road because it has been a blast. And it's definitely worth it to make the trip down to see all of your former teammates and get connected with the current team. That's what it's all about. Carolina actually did punch its ticket to the the CSRC championship game against defending national champions Tennessee, which is happening tomorrow. What have been the preparations like for this game?
I mean, obviously we played Tennessee early in the season. I believe it was
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Unfortunate loss, but we knew what we need to do, right? So constantly was just, hey, here's what happened in the last time we played Tennessee. Here's what they threw at us. Here's what we can improve on. It's just those fine details, right? Obviously, we all know how to play rugby, so that wasn't a big thing. But it's, hey, here's what we could do better in this game. And the biggest thing is just that mental attitude. Well, just switching, like, hey, we can do this. We can play it. We got to play our game. We fix it up, and now tomorrow we got to go and show it.
For sure. I mean, I know that you just mentioned that you guys played them very recently. Did you guys see anything that you took away from that as like not giving away any state
Yeah,
secrets? Obviously, the game is tomorrow, but did you guys see some things that you thought, oh, we could exploit this?
yeah. There was a handful of things that we saw.
Okay.
Like Tennessee's very good at exploiting mistakes, and we
Okay.
saw, hey, here's how we can clean these mistakes up. The simple things. There's a
Sure.
handful of them. If we do this, gives them one lesson to exploit. We can play our own game then.
It's encouraging to hear. I mean, that would be an incredible achievement for Carolina to win the 15s championship against the defending national champions. Let's talk about this for a moment. Finish this sentence for me. Carolina Rugby will be conference champions because what? Blank.
Family.
Love it. Love it.
We're all
Love to hear
we're all
that.
one big team together.
Coach Roberts said growth, but I like your answer as well. There's a tight knit unit here within this Carolina rugby program right now, and it's encouraging to hear that could get us over the line there in the game against Tennessee. I wanted to ask a couple quick firing questions here. What do you do for fun outside of rugby?
Work out a lot, play a lot of rugby, and just research. I like to go on YouTube, learn about new topics.
Cool. I know that you're a big workout guy. I think Creatine Man is your nickname on Instagram. How did that come
Yeah,
about?
that came about actually during my back in high school. Creatine is something you got to take every day, and one day I kind of
Mhm.
forgot to, so I brought it into class to take in the morning. And some of the guys were making fun of me. All guys Catholic school, what do you expect?
Yeah, for
They were
sure.
making fun of me for it. They just kept calling me. You know what? I'm just going to embrace it. And then ever since, I've just kind of kept it, embraced it. I laugh about it now.
Love that. Working out, is that something that you've always done, or when did you get into physical fitness?
Around the same time I started playing rugby, obviously they go
Mhm.
hand in hand. And I
Yep.
came to realization if I want to be a better player, obviously I got to get bigger, faster, stronger. So just kept doing that. It's something I fall in love with. To me, it's therapeutic in a lot of ways too. I got to push my body same way we do in rugby.
Sure.
It's just
Yeah.
something I enjoy.
What is your rugby plans? I haven't really asked this of any seniors. What is your rugby plans after graduation? Do you have a club that you have in mind about playing with, or what's that going to look like?
I'm actually not too sure. I do think post graduation I'll probably take maybe like a year or two off just to rest my body after 9 years.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
starting to get a little achy, but there's a couple teams back in the New York area, New Jersey area that have sparked my interest, but I'm still kind
Mhm.
of open. I still got to find where I'm going to find myself after I graduate as well.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's talk about, what did you want to be when you grew up, when you were a kid? Any occupations that really you highlighted?
I always kind of knew my mother is in the financial industry world, so I always kind of knew I was going to go down that path. It always interested
Mhm.
me. Went to work with her a couple times, saw those people, so that always interests me. I could say the cliche firefighter, astronaut, all that stuff, as a
Right, right.
little kid was, but now
Yeah,
since a little age, I always liked that world. So it's something I was kind of pointing myself down toward.
very cool. So that's something that you're pursuing now. That's awesome. What do you want to be remembered as within this rugby program? Is there anything that like would stick out to your mind if people remembered you from years from now? What would that be?
My biggest goal is to try to be someone who help people.
Mm,
Someone who
okay.
helped the new incoming class, the new freshmen, and the current guys on the team with whatever they need. I just like to help people, and if I can be remembered from that, I will walk away proudly.
I'm noticing that we've got 5 people watching right now. If anybody wants to throw in some questions for Creatine, man, you're welcome to do that. Um, I did want to ask you this. This is something that we always try to, get into each one of these interviews. If there was a recruit out there watching this right now, or maybe down the road, what would you say to them about coming to Carolina and playing rugby as a Gamecock?
You're going to be a person that's big in yourself. We're one of the oldest teams in rugby there is in collegiate. We have a long
Mhm.
history, a long alumni network. Not a lot of teams can say that. So
Yep.
when you come here and you play for us, you're playing for something bigger than yourself. You're not just playing for
Mhm.
the current guys on the team, the hundreds, if not thousands, of alumni we have at this point.
Mhm.
You're playing for all them. Long steep tradition, long winning tradition. You're playing for something bigger than yourself.
Love that answer. I think it's a perfect way to describe exactly what it is about being a Gamecock that's so special. We're going to get into one word association here. I'm going to read 1 or 2 words here. And the first thing that pops in your mind, let me know what that is. One word, spit it back out at me, okay?
Good to go.
All right. Orange.
Orange. Hate it.
Yeah, I always say gross. Next one is John Roberts.
Good man.
I agree. Champions.
Gamecocks.
Love that answer. Next one is rugby.
Brutal.
I agree. Final one is Gamecocks.
Family.
Love that answer as well. We get that quite a bit on the Free Jack show that I do as well when we mention Free Jacks. But John, this has been fantastic. Any final closing thoughts for the Gamecock fans out there that you would like to let them know about?
Go Gamecocks. We're going to kill Tennessee tomorrow.
Love that enthusiasm, man. I appreciate you being on here. We're going to say 2 words to get out of here in 3, 2, 1. Spurs up.
Spurs up.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Bye.